Looking to stock up on high-quality Ayurvedic herbs? I've partnered with two of my trusted sources, Kerala Ayurveda and Gary and Son, to offer you 20% off their entire range of authentic products. From classical formulas to single herbs and seasonal must-haves, these are staples I use in my own practice. Use code Ojas Oasis for Kerala Ayurveda, Ojas Oasis 20 for Gary and Son. Links are in the show notes. Supporting your healing journey just got a little bit easier. In Ayurveda, nourishment isn't only about what we take in for the body, but also what we offer the heart. That's why we're honored to share Aura Cacao, a ceremonial grade cacao we've chosen as a dharmic partner for the Ojas Oasis community. Aura Cacao supports meditation, heart-opening rituals, and moments of conscious presence. As an exclusive gift for our listeners, use Ojas Oasis 20 for 20% off, and you'll find the link in the show notes. Welcome to Ojas Oasis, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets the modern being. I'm your host, Sasha Brzezinski, Ayurvedic doctor and guide on this journey into the heart of holistic wellness. As we grow, whether in our career, our leadership, our inner evolution, the stakes inevitably rise, pressure increases, expectations heighten, and mistakes become more visible. In this episode, Erin and I explore how to meet higher stakes with steadiness through an Ayurvedic lens that honors the cultivation and protection of Ojas. We also dive into something essential that is often overlooked in high-performance culture, the importance of pausing and creating buffers. Strategic pauses, integration periods, and intentional space are not signs of slowing down. They are what make sustainable growth possible. It is said that the fastest way to get somewhere is to go slowly. This gives us perspective, an opportunity for recalibration, to increase our capacity to hold more without burnout or fragmentation. The truth about expansion is that it is never linear. It requires rhythm, effort and rest, motion and stillness, engagement and withdrawal, intensity and integration. When we learn to build in these buffers, we don't just handle pressure better. We grow to meet ourselves with more clarity, wisdom, and stability. This episode is a sentimental finale to my first chapter in Austin. Finally rooted, finally flying. Thank you for being here for every step along the way, and we'll see you in season 9. Let's get to our chat.
One after another, just go. Yeah. Yep. I mean, you get it. No, you just show up and you're just like, what else do we do? We just keep going.
Thank God you're funny though, like you.
I don't know what else to do. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not a worrier and I'm not a stressor. I definitely feel it inside my body. Trust me, and I lose sleep about things sometimes, but the next day I'm like, well, I got to keep waking up and putting one foot in front of the other and keep getting things done. And still have to feed myself, still have to show up to meetings, still have to do things. I will just, why not? I have no other choice. So embrace it, try to laugh. I don't know what else to do.
No, it's, I think that's
I'm going crazy. I think maybe this might be what we're witnessing is just a spiral of me
slow
just
neurological
slowly
decline.
losing my mind. Yeah.
Slow unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good.
But
very good.
Showing up. Very good. Very good. How is your head today? Do you feel as crazy as I do?
I love you so much. God. It's crazy. Always. Yeah. I'm like always
perpetually nuts.
Yes. But the calm underneath, provides, like, we know it's all temporary. So like,
right. It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. We know. I mean, I'm so happy that you did have that reading with Jess, the astrological.
I know that was so
birth
great,
chart.
actually.
to put it in context and to be like, okay, Rahu is driving your ship right now. Rahu is all about chaos. Like Rahu is all about
asshole.
Yeah, Rahu. So
Sure.
that's what he does.
Just coming and slapping me around.
But if you think Rahu is bad
for like years.
Yeah, slapping you around
every day. Boom. Slap.
Just in
Figure
your head.
it out.
You just so you know, like it is Rahu. That's the reason. And but Rahu has his turn, and then whoever's next in line, hopefully it's a benefic, a friendly planet like Jupiter or something. And then, you know, you'll really appreciate when things are super blessed up and easy. But yeah, I mean, every planet has their lesson. That's the thing. And that's what makes it a full life. And that's what gives us context for when moments are super just like that sense of relief when there has been so much pressure and build up and the constant motion, like we're talking about the need to show up. And I mean, this has been written about since the beginning of humanity, from every great philosopher and teacher and leader, emperor, king, president. I mean, think about a day in the chair of someone who's running a country or an empire, like a business empire, and all that weight and all that responsibility, and your choices are going to impact millions, maybe perhaps even billions of people. And you don't feel so hot, and maybe Rahu is governing your, ship too. And you're like, well, people are counting on me. So it's so wild when you start, I mean, I don't know if it's helpful in this moment to be comparing us to someone like Marcus Aurelius, but that's what I've been reading lately is Stoicism. I've been really getting into Ryan Holiday's work, his podcast, The Daily Stoic, and I just love going throughout history and seeing like what got people through the plague, like what got people through war and like downfalls of empire, like how did people survive famine and all these like horrendous things, natural disasters, like what did they do? And it's pretty much been the same throughout the whole course of human history. It's not changed at all. The mantras, the affirmations, the mindset, it's all here. This is it. This is all we got. It's all in our head. It's between our ears. And last night I was actually doing, I don't do this often because I like to be in flow, but every now and again I like to see like what are first of all, what's really interesting is that this is our season finale. So congrats to us for making it another season intact.
Oh my gosh.
Week after week after week. I don't know if people realize that it's a 2-woman production. It's just me and you. Like there's nobody else. Like we don't, and the goal has always been, higher and of course, like we get, just more help and more sustainability around it. But the weekly demand of showing up and the weekly demand of not just showing up, but enlightening the listeners and giving something worthy of your time is such a devotion and such a privilege, truly, to have something that is that valuable to share, which is knowledge, which is our banter and our friendship and our, like our connection that we have nurtured over years. Like we are able to just show up and riff because, again, we have a connection and a bond where we feel comfortable to do that on a microphone and like let people listen to it. You can't just do that with anybody. Like I wouldn't do this with anybody. Like it's very unique and very special. So yeah, and that all that being said, of course, we love it and we enjoy it. And as we were saying in the last episode, there comes a moment where you're like, I think it's time for a break or it's time for a pause, a buffer. And no matter how much you love what you do, no matter how much you love your kids, no matter how much you love being creative and stepping up to creative challenges, the wear and tear is so real. The wear and tear of decision fatigue, the wear and tear of, okay, create, produce, fund, make the money, take care of the responsibilities, call these people. So, and there's such a need, even like, again, for I just I love putting things into context. And I think that since this is a season finale and we're talking about, we kind of we rolled up to this episode with just the intention of being like, we showed up and that's enough and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It just goes to show though, like no matter what we've got going on, that willingness of being raw sometimes and just being real, I think that also offers such a relief to this false notion that we have to show up with control. We have to show up perfectly manicured and perfectly whatever. Like there is no script. There's no script to life. I mean, it's just do the best you can sometimes, and a lot of times
constantly.
Constantly. And I mean, I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing what you're in the middle of right now, but that's like some real stuff. Feeling drained, stressed, or stuck in old patterns? Panchakarma is Ayurveda's ultimate reset, clearing toxins, balancing your doshas, and restoring your vitality from the inside out. At Soham Healing Resort, every detail is designed for your transformation. Personalized therapies, nourishing meals, and deep rest in a serene sanctuary. As an Ojas Oasis listener, you'll receive $500 off your Panchakarma retreat with code OJASOASISPK2025. These retreats book quickly and often far in advance, so don't wait to reserve your place today. Visit sohamhealing.com/panchakarma, and you'll also find the link and code waiting for you in the show notes. If you're studying Ayurveda or want to learn from the most respected teachers in integrative medicine, this is for you. The 2026 NAMA Conference, Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine, is a global virtual gathering to connect ancient and modern medical science. Join a transformative online gathering of Ayurvedic practitioners, integrative medicine providers, herbalists, researchers, scholars, and yoga therapists. Over 3 days, you will engage in dynamic panel discussions and interactive breakout sessions, covering clinical outcomes, emerging research, and how Ayurveda professionals can meet the moment in today's evolving healthcare landscape. Whether you're a seasoned clinician, wellness advocate, or yoga teacher, this conference is your chance to connect, learn, and shape the future of holistic health. Register today at ayurvedanama.org from May 1st to May 3rd, 2026, and secure your spot.
Oh, it's wild. I mean, it's sometimes hard because sometimes I struggle with like, oh, I have like first world problems, or like, what a problem to complain about. And sometimes that can be diminishing, and you're like, okay, well, it's all relative. It's fair. It's fine. But I'm like, oh, am I really going to complain about my renovation of my apartment? And I have this extra house upstate that I can go to. And, so it's hard sometimes to not feel like your problems are silly, even though inside they definitely feel very real. And relative to your own experience, these things can take up a lot of space in your mind and your nervous system. And yeah, it can be hard. It's hard just relative to your own experience, but it's helpful to think of like, okay, I'm lucky to have the problems that I have, and I do practice that gratitude often. And it does certainly help. It does help knowing I'm going to be okay relative to most people.
Right.
I'm okay. I have my health. First and foremost, I have a supportive partner. I have healthy kids. There's a lot that I have that just on a basic, if we're talking hierarchy of needs here, like those baseline things are met. However, the things that are at stake are the stability. And I've moved 5 times in the last year. While we've renovated our apartment, I've spent every dollar I have on this, and it's draining. And then it causes all sorts of other secondary
domino effect.
Yeah. It's like it puts pressure on this other aspect, and then that makes it harder to achieve that thing because you don't have as much time, and it's hard to do things under pressure, and it's just tough. We've been displaced displaced. Again, when I use the word displaced, I think of people around the world that are actually displaced, but we haven't been in our home in almost a year at this point, and it's draining a ton of resources, and it's really hard to make the space for it. But if we don't we get punished for it because then we have to continue paying rent somewhere else. So it's really difficult to get on top of it and spend as many hours as possible. It's hard to allocate my time while being present with my children and being good at the things that I'm doing while I'm doing them. I'm doing a ton of compartmentalizing. You know, I show up to things, I'm like, for the next hour, put it aside and just do what you need to do for this next hour. Have this conversation with Sasha, be present. And then you'll get back to the stack of papers that are sitting next to you that you need to redline. Okay, kids are coming home at X time. I really have to be like, in an hour or two, you can get back to this thing. Like hour by hour, I'm kind of living my life in terms of the projects and the things that I can achieve. And it's like a survival mechanism, but it's also just it just has to be the case. I have to organize my time that way. So yeah, I'm feeling stressed. I really am. And we were saying when we just got on the phone, whatever we're on right
basically it's a phone call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah. But I don't have a choice I can't just like cover my head up and be like, make it stop. Like, go away. I hope it passes. Like, let's just let it. I am accountable. I have to
responsible.
So and accountable if I'm being really operational
precise
about it. But I have to wake up every day and still put one foot in front of the other. Still, like, somebody has to take care of the thing, so I just have to show up. And again, the compartmentalizing is part of that strategy. Otherwise, if I'm just like, oh my God, all the things I have to do, like, you can't get anything done that way. So I try to get them out of my head and onto paper and externalize the things, because that is a good first step. And I'm a list gal. I'm a calendared gal. I use all the tools I can to help organize my thoughts and get them out of here and into a place that I can see what needs to be done, which is a skill and I know not everybody has, but like, thankfully I'm decent at it. And yeah, that's just how I'm trying to show up every day.
You're being humble. You're actually very, very, very skilled at that.
It's a bitch.
Well, the demands are high right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're meeting the demand. You're meeting the demands of each moment, and they're high and they're constant. Yeah. So that's not so much you, that's like the requirement, and you're meeting the requirement.
Yeah. It's just, it just needs to be done. And
there are a lot of needs.
Yeah.
A lot of needs.
Yeah, there are. It's tough. I'm trying to also maintain some of mine. Like, I made sure I went to a Pilates class today, and I called my grandma on the way back, and I vented to her for 30 minutes. And I'm like, in order to, this is where it just comes in, and I'm making sure that I take care of myself and making sure that I am eating and that I am exercising and going for a walk, and yes, meeting my husband for lunch to like get out and not be like so sucked into stuff. It's hard because you're like, I do need to get so many things done. Can I spare an hour and a half to go to a class and walk there and back? And in my mind the whole time, I know I have all this paperwork to do and stuff, but I have learned in my 40 years of age, the value and the ultimate net gain, or, you'll have better results if you're also taking care of yourself in the end. True. Right. So I understand the investment has dividends. Right. So I'm going to do a shittier job at all my to-do list if I'm not also taking care of this one. So I'm trying to do that too. But that means I look at my calendar each week like a psycho, and I really get things down to the hour. That's why sometimes I feel bad and I show up to these calls. I'm like, Sasha, I have 42 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's just, I have to be deliberate about that. It's hard. I live with 3 other people in my house. There's a lot going on. We all have a lot going on, and there's a lot to manage. And again, I'm grateful for the problems that I have, but relative to my experience, they're still hard to push through.
To whom much is given, much is expected. So the expectations are a lot higher, right?
Yeah.
Think about Olympic athletes or like any professional athlete. To any average person looking at that person, they'd be like, wow, you're so fit. But they're comparing themselves to like Michael Jordan or, Serena Williams. But as you level up within yourself, it's not like the mountains get any less. They actually get steeper.
Right.
And the altitude, it's not like, oh, because I've been, I have been performing for so long, but guess what? Like, it's just the altitude, it's harder and harder and harder to breathe up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like you're talking about adapting, the constant adaptation, your lungs, your not just your lungs, but just, fear, the higher you climb, also the further down you could fall. So
Mm-hmm.
like you were talking about
the
stakes.
mental fortitude you have
Yes.
to have to maintain, to keep your cool, knowing how much is at stake.
Yes.
And yet you need to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. That's
That's
really
yoga.
hard. It requires so much. I know, so much mental toughness, which yes, is yoga.
It's 100%
and adaptability,
yoga.
Flexibility, right? It's like the strength and the flexibility, steer sukha, right? Like the
and the balance.
Of being like, I can do this while giving myself some grace and being adaptable to the moment and needs of the day.
And if you need to cry, you can cry. And if you need to take a second in the bathroom to curl up in a fetal position on the floor.
I was this close to screaming into a pillow if our nanny weren't here. Before I got home from my class, and I was like, I want to take a shower right away. So by the time I talk to Sasha, I feel good. I've gotten other things done. I turn on the shower and hot water is out. I'm like, fuck this place. Oh my God. All I want to do is take a shower. And now I get to sit here in a towel and hang out with my nanny. And I'm like, truly, if you weren't around, I would be cursing into a pillow right now. Yeah. I think that's kind of what I need. Maybe is more of a scream than a cry, but we'll see.
You could oscillate between the two, one could turn into the other and then you could go back and forth. But I think, like really letting yourself feel the frustration and all of it, realizing it's valid, super valid.
Yeah.
And it's really hard doing that much every day and it doesn't stop.
Yeah. And then you've got 2 kids you have to teach how to do that while you're doing it too. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane.
Teach them how to regulate while you're on the verge of complete breakdown.
Yeah. And like my kids have had stuff that requires deep chats. Like I've had serious talks with my kids about friendships and boundaries and consent, and a lot of stuff like that is going on in our house right now too. It's like there's a lot of regulation of myself and teaching other people how to regulate. And not for nothing, I have a husband who's not perfect either. So
none of us are.
There's that dynamic to nurture, and we're teaching each other all the time too, both by modeling and directly actually saying, hey, I'm giving you feedback. Yeah, it can be a wild dynamic at times, but holding it down.
Yep. I think that balance also of holding it together and then sometimes releasing it and surrendering and, if you listen, if it's a matter of you breaking versus putting the shit down, you have to put the shit down.
Yeah.
You can't break. Yeah. Like that's the most important. And I love that you went back to, I know the greatest investment is keeping myself together because eventually that's going to lead to better output and more sustainability. So you just know in keep staying in tune with, if you're getting too close to the edge and you are, it's time to back up and stop and just stop. Just, all right, let it be late. Okay. Let it not, okay. Or it's not happening right now. Like in that state, it's too much. You've pushed too hard for too long. And whatever you do in that state is going to have to most likely be done again anyway. Because like me, like when I ordered too many Vata oils,
Yeah. And something I keep saying out loud, especially to my husband, is like, we're both really doing our best. I know for sure we're doing everything we can do. We are extending ourselves to the fullest of our capabilities. I know it. And I assume everybody around us is also trying their best too, as much as some people in our, whatever, we might have complaints.
You think that they could do better. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This person could be doing this faster or better. Gosh, I wish they were a better project manager at this. Okay. They're not. So they are indeed doing their best. Let's assume they are, right? Assume positive intent, assume always. So just saying aloud, we are truly doing our best. There's no need to ruminate on the cause of this or that, or what we think this other person's intent may be. Here we are. Let's just keep going. Tomorrow we will do it again, and we will put in all the hours we can tomorrow. And the next day we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to do it, and we're going to high five at the end of the day and try again the next day. Like, we're just doing our best with the information we have at the time. I think that's also, I was listening to a podcast yesterday. It was Jay Shetty he has an episode that's like 10 books I recommend or something. That sounds like a easy thing to listen to for a while. And one of the things he was talking about was decision making. And this book made me change the way I think about decision making, and how we often make decisions based on the outcomes of the decision we made. Oh, this was a good decision because I did it, and then things turned out well for me. That's not the right way to, or, this book says there's another way of looking at decisions, which is just based on more about the information you had at the moment and how strategic that decision was. It's just it's detached from the outcome of that decision, because sometimes luck also just plays a role, where you're like, oh, I invested in this thing, it did great. That must mean investing in this is always good. Not necessarily. It just happened. Other circumstances allowed it to take off, right? So it's not always just about the decision you make. It's about the circumstances at the time, the resources you have to make that decision. So it's comforting in a way too, where you're just like, we are doing the best we can every single day to make the decisions that we make. There's no use looking back and being like, that didn't turn out the way I wanted to. Sure, yes, some things are worth looking back and being like, I could have done that better. But we always know more, hindsight, right?
Right.
It's
and
always
we're learning,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Like, we're learning.
I thought that was the right thing to do at the time. I truly did. There was no malicious intent. I don't think I was acting irrationally or this, or like that. That's all you can do. Let's move on. We did it. Here's where we are. Okay, now next.
I mean, I'll just say, I've never renovated a home before. Have you ever renovated a home before?
Oh God, when I was pregnant with twins, and I cannot be held responsible for what decisions were made at the time, because I don't remember a thing about that year, 2020. And
so you were renovating your own body.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, do I give a shit what colored faucet no. Who's getting these people out of my body? So we did our house. We did our house years ago, but it was very different doing a house upstate in the woods, where you have total control over everything, versus New York City, where there's just red tape everywhere. It's insane. Everybody is involved, and we live in a condo, so there's the board, and there's it's so it's different. Anyway, there's a lot of people involved that want your money to review stuff. Yeah. And then you pay to expedite, and then they go on vacation. So it doesn't matter. All that stuff happens. So it just adds a lot to it.
Wow.
So
you could write a book on this at the end, though, I bet.
I think I will just enjoy having a home that I can live in, and maybe
try to forget this. Try to forget this ever happened. Except this episode will now exist, so you will remember.
Yep. I have memorialized this experience.
Memorialized.
Yep. It's here to stay. I know. And listen, we're going to have an amazing home that we'll hopefully live in forever. Like this, we know that this is a 1-year investment we're making in something that will be in our lives forever. And that's a wild thing homes are a crazy thing to talk about when you have to talk about them in terms of money, because you're like, what is the value of having a place to live for the next 20 years that you all love? And what is the value of just building a comfortable home and a loving home and having a safe place to live, and in a neighborhood that you love? Like, it's hard to put prices on that, but we have to, and we are.
Yeah.
And it's a wild exercise to go through. And then the value of your time, the value of your work. I'm going to spend pretty much any moment I have today working through this, instead of things that are earning money. And what's the cost of that? It's all this crazy, my mind is like this chalkboard of just all the calculus going on.
Russell
but again,
Crowe,
I don't have a choice. Yes.
And beautiful mind. You're like writing
only
on the
I were
windows.
that brilliant. I need him right now to help get some of this stuff done, maybe. But again, I'm like, do what I can. Talk to Sasha for an hour, hang up, and then get to what you need to do, and then keep going. And then your kids are coming home at 6, and then it's dinner, and then it's bedtime, and then we'll keep going again and again. I don't know what else to do.
Well, hopefully this alleviates some of that pressure, like the
it does.
Instant Pot, how you like press the button and some of the steam starts coming out, and it just Exhale.
Ventilation.
Okay. This is a buffer. This is a processing hour. This is all it is, this episode is not going to be about introducing new concepts or principles or going deep into anything. It's more just, wow, we just produced season 8. 8.
Yeah.
8 seasons.
I know, it's wild. How many episodes do you know off the top of your head? How many total we've had in this life of ours? I don't know.
In this life of ours.
In this. Yeah, I'm trying to look at our thing to see how many we've done. I'm sure you would know better than me. But
it's 135, but I know that in between seasons 7 and 8, we did publish. We republished a couple. So let's say I would at least 125.
Yeah.
But probably more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 127 or 28 or something. I don't know, but
God, and I don't even remember when we started this season. Had you moved to Austin yet?
I had, yeah. That's what makes this season so special to me. Yeah, that's. Oh my gosh, I feel very sentimental about season 8 because this was like, whoa! For the first time in 8 years, I'm reporting from I have roots in the ground, in the earth.
Yeah.
Speaking of home and feeling displaced, I mean, I was that for 8 years.
Man. God. Yeah.
8. Different circumstances, of course. Didn't have no kids, no husband, no just constant needing to show up for other people. It was really showing up for myself, but also the uncertainty of time. And speaking of value, how do you, a lot of people were doing a lot of other things with those 8 years, and I was doing this. And so the decision and the stake is those 8 years are gone, right? 8 years, it's almost a decade.
Exactly. Yep.
So sometimes, it's really hard. And like you were just saying, the hindsight thing. But because I made that intention so clear in my heart and in my mind when I began studying Ayurveda, I knew I was in it for the long haul. Just like when you go into a marriage, you're like, I vow for the rest of my life through sickness and in health. It's like, that's how I felt with Ayurveda. I was like, this is a marriage. It's a lifelong journey that I'm going to have with this lineage tradition. And it's going to be a lot of studying. It's going to be a lot of solitude and loneliness and fear. I'm going to have to face a lot of ego deaths of not having certain things at certain ages. Like a lot of my friends are going to have a lot of things that I'm going to want or that I'm going to maybe never have. And I have to have the courage and the bravery and the humility to stand in my choices and own my choices and feel really good at the end of the day that at least my life, I lived it. I lived it according to my values and my dreams, and I went for it.
The best you could.
That's all we, and that's it's like the best we can do. Just give it all you got, and then you win. Then, I mean, the only one who doesn't win in the arena is the one who doesn't enter the arena. You just show you're in there. You already command that respect because how many people are going to go in there and really fight for the life that they want?
Yeah. It's hard to have that confidence in your decisions sometimes, and that attitude of just like not looking back. And it's hard. I think of this from so many different angles too. I think, oh gosh, all these years, I haven't been contributing to my 401k, and I haven't been, oh gosh, if I had made this decision at the time, or if I had changed this, or if only. And I have just learned it's such a waste of time. Like the ruminating. It's hard because sometimes you do feel like there are lessons to be learned. Like I said, where you're like, okay, next time I could do this differently, or I should consider these things. Maybe I should have thought about the future more instead of just being so short-sighted. I get that. There are lessons to be learned. There's value in reflection, but there's a difference in reflection versus ruminating. Right? Like, not ruminating and just going over. Like if there's something to be gained from that reflection, sure. But I don't know. I also personally just don't have time. I've always been like that. Well, maybe not always. I think I got better at it after having some professional experience at just being solution oriented. I don't really have time for speculation. I just don't. Like I simply don't have the hours in my day to like discuss somebody else's intent and what it might have been or what could have been if I had done something differently. Like I physically don't have the capacity. Let's just talk about what we can do now.
Yeah. You got shit
Can
to
we?
do. You got a lot of
Yeah,
shit to do.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
be solution oriented.
You're a karma
and
yogi.
then we'll reflect once we've gotten through the decision. Okay. Like I'm happy to have a good old retrospective if we need, but maybe after we've gotten the things done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's karma yoga. That's yoga in action. You know? And there's no better way of learning than action. Overthinking is paralyzing. Overthinking, overplanning, and then you're just so scared. You're so scared of actual. You got to just get in there, do it, mess up 100 times if you need to, and then this is the only way. And someone told me that someone was giving me business advice. Okay, who had a business degree? They had a master's in business, went to business, really fancy business school, and they came in my clinic. They were really giving me some tips, and I was like, "Have you ever had a business?"
I love it.
Have you ever had a business? And they said no. And I was like, okay, you know how you learn business?
Cute.
You start a business. That's how you learn business. You were in a classroom. That's not gonna do it. That's not.
It's different. Yep.
Sure. I mean, theory is great. Same with anything, though. You can read a book on Stoicism and never practice it. You can read a book on whatever, like math. And if you're not using that math, again, if you're not practicing,
experiencing it in your own body, I think that's the difference. The experiencing in your own body, what it feels like to go through certain situations.
Yes.
It is hard to be empathetic about something when you haven't experienced it yourself. And that is a challenge that we all face every day. That's a challenge that I'm just very basic examples. It's hard to explain what it's like to be a woman to somebody who's not, things like, I mean, on a physical level, sometimes it is hard to fully understand something that you haven't experienced yourself. It just can be. And it's a practice. We still have to try though. That's a thing. You can't just be like, I could never possibly know what it's like to be a woman, therefore I'm not going to try. Like we all still have to make the effort to still be
curious, I think, right?
Yeah, curious.
It comes down to being curious. If you're curious about someone else's point of view, you'll listen deeply and actively.
Totally.
And really give them, just hold the space for them to share. And then that is already, that's just so bonding between two people.
Yeah.
So
I think,
bonding.
because I think it's like a leveling out. I think, I think for you to be curious about somebody else's experience and really open-minded and want to be supportive and helpful about it, you have to firmly believe that you actually are on the same team as that person and you're on the same level. There's no ego involved.
No hidden agenda.
No, I mean, I'm just on a professional level. I'm on the board of an organization, and there's sometimes conflict between the board and the organization itself. And X person doesn't feel like they're being respected or that they're on the same team. It's a me versus them attitude, that sort of thing. And we talked about it for hours yesterday of just how important it is for people to actually genuinely feel like you're on the same team and you truly want the same outcome.
Yeah.
And I truly want to hear how you think we should get there. And I care about your experience. And together, if we can talk about those things, we will achieve the same things we want. But there has to be a belief that you want the same things, that you're on the same team. I talk about that with my kids too. Another example of I'm on your side. I am not against you. I also want you to have fun and be happy. I trust me. I want that for you. Like, do you believe me first and foremost? Okay. So trust that my advice to you or the rules that I'm making or the way that I'm expressing this is because I want you to be successful or happy or whatever.
I want the best for you. The best.
I want the best. Yeah. But it starts with that curiosity and genuine, I think, belief that you're on the same team as these people.
Alignment. Yeah. It's interesting. I'd love to share this one thing that I'm doing right now that I've never done with anyone that I've dated before. There is oh my gosh, I'm going to pull it up. I'm pulling it up. Someone that I'm seeing, they created a compatibility framework with Erin, you would love this. You would love this. Oh my
God, I love a framework. I love a framework.
5 core domains.
Oh.
Are you seeing where I'm taking? So there's like a flow.
Yes. There's pillars.
There's pillars. There's arrows. It's very systematized. It's just like there's a system here. So there's flow. Values, which are non-negotiables. Okay. And then there's like a list of questions. And then there's at the very end of that one, it says looking for. What are you looking for with this pillar? Alignment on integrity, ambition, family, honesty, short-term and long-term. And we're not, and it also says not looking for identical answers, but we are looking for compatible priorities.
Compatible
Priorities. So that's the non-negotiable section. Okay.
Is there a possibility of them working together? Yeah.
Because if you can't get past that if the first one is not going to work, you save yourself time. Don't go to domain 2 through 5. It's not going to work. Right. So start with the foundation. So that's the foundation. And then it goes into lifestyle. Then it goes into relationship dynamics, then emotional health, and then long-term direction. So the lifestyle compatibility, I hope he doesn't mind that I'm sharing it's great though. Like the people should know what a well thought out commitment to a relationship can look like, and the depth of intentionality when you're in a place in your life where you're already quite good on your own. And if you're going to bring a partner in, that's actually a really big decision because you've achieved a level of independence that not only do you feel independent, like I feel independent, but I also feel peace. Like I feel strong and peaceful and joy and fulfilled. So, okay, if I'm going to share my life with someone,
what are you
I need to protect,
in? What are you giving?
I need to protect what I've built for myself already. I worked really hard to build this for myself. And so
what do you keep in? What do you give? What do you let in? There's like an opening now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are we opening ourselves to? And so I think it's so smart that we're doing this. I filled out my non-negotiable section first, and then I jumped all the way. I haven't done steps or domains 2 through 4. I jumped to 5, and I was giggling at myself that I did that. But I was like, what does this say about my personality that I went right
such a type
from non-negotiables into long-term direction? Because this is how my brain works. Like I want to think long-term always. If something like down to, I get invited to things, social stuff a lot. And I think I was telling you this last week. I say no 9 times out of 10 because I think about how that's going to impact my next morning. Am I going to feel like I got enough rest? Am I going to feel like going to yoga that morning? And if I don't go to yoga, how am I going to show up for the podcast, or how am I going to show up for the clinic?
Right.
How am I going to want to work on other things? Like the things that create, like what you're talking about, walking the hour and a half to go to your fitness class, that's actually going to give you a net positive, even though it's taking an hour and a half. Yes, it's taking time, but what it gives back to you, it's fuel. It's actually giving you more energy and not just energy, but the ease and the clarity of mind, because the blood is flowing to the brain. So
perspective.
Yeah.
That was one that I was going to mention that earlier. I forget what you were talking about, but how you're saying it's important to take breaks and stuff. It's like taking a step back and being like, am I seeing this clearly actually? Because I've been in it. We were talking about season 8, and week on week we're doing this. And, yes, we need the quote break from the quote work, but also, the perspective of letting things simmer for a while and seeing how it felt to experience the last 6 months of this work, and what felt good, what doesn't feel so good, what, some of these things you have to let them sit there and let the dust settle a bit so you can actually feel in your body how that, how it felt to go through.
Right. Stillness versus motion. I mean, that's in nature. It's the same, right? Like Vata wants to keep going. Kapha's like, I want to stop and, slowly, I want to slowly start back up. So it's, we need to know when our nature is asking for the other end of the spectrum. And it's hard because objects in motion want to stay in motion, and objects at rest want to stay at rest. This is physics. So we sometimes have to push ourselves. It takes a bit of, strong will to get yourself to stop. and take that break.
Yeah.
It's really, really
Yes.
hard to like go from intense pushing to all of a sudden, wow, I'm going to go back from my solar masculine energy into my lunar, slow, soft, feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, the life of any working parent truly as well, is
Mm-hmm.
like the kids require a lot of softness and a lot of gentleness. They're really, really fragile. They're really, small. They're small. They can't handle the same kind of intensity that we can as adults. They haven't grown. Their nervous systems are not primed for that. So they really need, oof, okay, we're gonna, and then it's like you were a train going 1,000 miles an hour all day long, and now you're with your kids reading them a bedtime story. So it's just like, how do you get there?
Playing Legos. Yep. Focused, present, asking questions about their day, totally turning off all of the things that are running through your head and asking about recess.
Mm-hmm.
And while knowing for the next 2 hours, this is what it's going to be. So put it aside, be here, like that's, it's compartmentalizing.
And the balance. So that's what it's like. I like to visualize things. So the train is now at the station,
Mm-hmm.
Like we're at a different station now. Okay. What is this?
Let the people on, let the people off.
Yeah. Can we stretch the legs for a second? Get a snack? Like, can we drink some water? And then when it's
hydrate always.
Right. And then when it's time to get back on the train, all right, let's giddy up. Let's keep going. But
Yep. Next station.
Next station. What is this now? You're operating at a high level, but I feel like you always have. And I do think you thrive in that too. As long as you're getting the breaks, breaks, you can do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
Damn it. I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
We have 3 minutes before I have to get on a call soon. So
okay.
Parting thoughts for season 8.
Sasha. Parting thoughts for
Dr.
season 8.
Sasha Brzezinski.
Oh my goodness. Parting thoughts.
Tie it in a bow, Sasha. I know that's easier said than done.
I'm so proud of this work. I've said it since the very beginning, but I can't tell you. I think it's so much of our work speaks for itself. But from the bottom of my heart, the longer we go, the deeper this. It's like a bottomless. It's always been a bottomless ocean of love, gratitude, respect that I have for you, but also this work, which is a manifestation and a creation that we both put so much time into and prioritize, and knowing how much you have going on, and that you take this time and you offer this time and you devote yourself. And it means so much to me. I think it also, I know that one day we're just going to look back on this journey and just, we will think to ourselves, how did we do this? How have we been doing? How has it been this long? I mean, 8 seasons, 4 years. And I'm so excited to take a pause, but I'm also so excited knowing that I'm never going to not be excited to do this. I love this work so much. So I feel grateful that I do have a partner in this work, that it's not just me, because it is a whole lot of, it's a lot. And I think that when you're collaborating with someone that you like and respect and can rely on, and you can like giggle with too when it gets hard.
It's so much more fun.
Much more fun. So my parting thoughts, I guess, on season 8 are just, I've never felt more grounded, more grateful, and my perspective on this work has only deepened. It's interesting how the roots are getting deeper, but also the perspective is also so high up in the mountains, where I'm like looking down at how much we have created, and I'm like, damn, this is incredible. This is really, really awesome work. So good job, us. And thank you all to all the people. Good job, me, you.
Gold star.
And
season 9 will be even better because it just always keeps getting better. But also sometimes I really enjoy listening to old episodes that we've done.
I can't believe you do that.
I do that sometimes when I go on walks. I'm like,
such...
let's just see what were we doing back then in 2022?
Good for you. Oh, good for you. I can't listen to my voice again. I also edit these and I listen to it over and then I'm like, and we're good. I've never listened to anything.
Send it off into the abyss.
I don't know if I've listened to really any. I mean, sometimes for like QA purposes, but I never listen back. Anyway, so much pride and joy in all of this. I'm glad it's still fun. Yes, it's work. We talk about this all the time. Effort can be enjoyable. We enjoy effort.
We do.
Pitta babies. But it's a good sign that we're still having fun.
We're having fun, and I think we're getting better at it. The quality is improving. I think that there
Which
is
makes
a craft.
it more fun.
Yes, absolutely. Like the better you get at something. Yeah.
Yeah. The more rewarding it is. You're good at math. It feels good to do math. You don't hate math. We're getting it. We're getting there. I think we're doing okay. Yeah. I'm so proud too. When I reflect back on, the last 6 months or so, you're moving to Austin was such a big deal, and having a clinic like this, your dreams are really, really coming true. I know they are. I know what the last 8 years have looked like. And I know you have dreamt of having this space, both your own home and a clinic, which is essentially your home. It's so cool to see it all come together for you. And the community. I think that's really important too. You're not only in a place where you are, yes, now you are an Ayurvedic doctor and you have your clinic and you have your home, but I love that you are surrounded by people who seem to love you as much as I do and appreciate you, and that you have this wonderful community. It's everything. And I'm so glad you have that and you're being embraced in Austin, and that you have so much to give them. They're so lucky to have you. So I'm just so glad you're there. I mean, the years to come are going to be so fun for you. You are grounded now. It's like, I can't help but make a yoga analogy when you were talking about feet in the ground, but yet it's like when you're in Tadasana and you're like, you can only reach up through the crown of your head when you've also got your feet firmly planted in. And when you actually feel that, when you feel your feet firmly planted and you're actually engaging your whole body and you're lifting up through the crown of your head, like that is a powerful posture to be in, although it looks like you're just standing still, right? So I love that you have that ability now to stretch out and expand now that you have some feet on the ground, right? I'm sure it feels like that. So I'm really, really happy for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for witnessing the whole journey from the very beginning.
I sure have. All right. I have to run. It's hard to close this without just going on and on about how much we love each other, but I'm really proud of us, and we'll see what next season brings. I'm sure in between seasons, we should share
some
older
episodes
stuff
too.
Yeah. You tell me what sounds good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We will definitely be, every week we'll
there's so much evergreen stuff we can share.
So many.
Yeah. So we will not be quiet the next few months, but take a little break from the mic, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I love you very much. I've got to go figure my life out, get things done.
Just remember, you've got this. Just remember.
Yeah, I will.
Got this.
Yeah. Yeah. The breathing thing.
The breathing thing and the water thing.
And the water.
Just the simple
Hydrate
basics. It always
Yes.
comes back down to those two.
Eat,
really.
sleep, drink water.
Yes. And laugh. And you're good at that.
Yes.
So.
Yes. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you. See you
right,
in season 9.
Yeah. Bye.
Before you go, if you're ready to dive deeper into your healing, check the show notes to book a 45-minute exploratory call with me. If you mention you're a subscriber of the podcast, you'll get 50% off your initial intake consultation. A 2-hour deep dive, normally $400, now just $200. You'll also find exclusive 20% discounts on trusted Ayurvedic herbs from Kerala Ayurveda and Gary & Son. Just click the links to apply the savings automatically. Ojas Oasis is a labor of love, a podcast born from a deep desire to share the timeless wisdom of Ayurveda, Vedic ritual, and holistic healing with seekers around the world. Every episode is carefully crafted to bring you inspiring conversations, ancient insights, and practical tools for living a radiant, balanced life. If the show has nourished your spirit, helped you feel more seen, or guided you on your healing path, you can now support our work by buying us a coffee or golden milk. Your support goes directly toward producing high-quality episodes, keeping the podcast ad-light and mission-focused, expanding our offerings to serve you even more deeply, and whether it's a one-time cup or a monthly offering, we are so grateful. Click the link in the show notes to support the podcast and keep the wisdom flowing.